rated.
All right.
So I'm gonna pull up yours,
See something
and
real quick.
yeah,
Hang on one second.
boom, we good. Yep, we're in a new dimension now.
Did we do one before Rekt Hour with the trend lines? Did we do one before that?
No, no,
It's been a while, right?
yeah.
All right. All right. All right. What it do? What it do? Y'all had some fun with Shadow. His voice is a little hoarse tonight. But yeah, to close that out, I don't think anybody appreciated somebody walked into a painter's studio and threw turpentine in their paintings and tried to claim they didn't paint them. That's basically crypto Twitter. It only goes on if everybody's cool with everybody doing it. So, you know, I say no to barbecue Becky. That bitch can stay off my property. We didn't ask if we can have a barbecue. So, at any rate, you guys, since the last one, we never got to do a good Q&A because it was under a bit of a time crunch. But I was curious to know if any of you guys since the last show have implemented some of the things, like you know, from indicator specials with Burger, or have you guys tried out some of the charting things, just like the simplicity of a clean trend line that takes into account all price, or looking at price as a story, as you've been shown by Shadow. What did you guys think? What have you done? Have you seen any improvements in just your accuracy of using trend lines? Right, simple is always the best. You don't have to do anything complicated. Right, I just let me see. Cult Life, this what's up, G Whisper. Nothing for me. What do you mean? Burger, are you you're a mod here, right? Cool, cool. Yeah, I mean, how could you decide to ignore part of the price and arbitrarily say, well, I just think that thing's too long, so I'll just take it out? Like that's insane. You ever been around for one of those wicks happens? Like it can be some crazy shit there. Mod life. Damn right. Jezebel, what up? We got some new lady traders in the house in crypto and other assets, forex. Very cool shit. About to see a revolution in the trading markets. I think there were a lot of ladies that didn't even know they could take this as a legit opportunity, especially all the time that some have and don't realize this is an avenue to pursue. A lot of stay-at-home moms don't realize that this is every bit a profession that they could do. And I think many people have never presented the idea in such a way that it was palatable. So it's pretty cool to see a lot of ladies show up and immediately dive into it and really get the concepts at a speed that I've never seen. As a group too, it's pretty cool. Um, and Crypto Monet and Jezebel are in here. That's dope. What up, Jersey? I see some Shadow Army. What the fuck? You're supposed to be in the last show. This is the winter special.
He was in there. I saw him in there.
What up, DK? So yeah, let's see here. Invading this one. Invading my shit. So we look at B&B. Let's look at some guys. Let me get some big caps up here for you guys. I'll call them big caps. Let's see some of our big caps that they're doing. Let's look at our favorite, our Litecoin guy. So this is everybody's favorite chart, right? The Qualcomm Fractal of Litecoin, doing everything Litecoin ever did, and Qualcomm ever did rather. It's pretty astonishing to be to see it came down to the exact region we thought 20s where the target was set for us inside our channels, and to bounce out of there in front of all of crypto and watch the psychology of crypto literally do what I saw on internet is actually amazing, because it happened right in front of everyone's face. And I'm like, I wonder how everyone would really miss this. You can see this little yellow bubble. I actually left an Easter egg out there that I guess no one got the joke, like usual. I think actually on, let's see, where is it? Is it in this thread? Worst part about private, you can't search. Where is the before and after for it? This is a good story if you guys have never read this story. So yeah, I'll go back. So this is our threads are stories of price, and they're chronological. When we laid them out, we talked about price unfolds over time. So this is like also a method to keep track of the unfolding of price. If you see the chart, it's aging, in the video. One of the real funny things about this is like a lot of answers people keep asking, one, anybody who says that we didn't call the bottom of the fucking crash, yeah, we gave you the date and the location ahead of time. We very much did. Get off my screen. What are you doing? But in chronological order, if you go through this, we added the before and after updates to LTC Winter. And this is December 16th this year, coming down, darkest before dawn is on the 7th. And you can see right here, see the yellow bubble on the left side on Qualcomm? I slid it to the left. That's the Easter egg. And you just wait for it to pop up on Litecoin.
That's not a call.
That's it. That's why I moved it to the left. And everyone in my room is like, bro, they're going to see that gigantic yellow bubble that's not on the top one. I'm like, people don't pay attention, trust me.
Nah.
Nobody will look. I actually used to have an arrow pointed at it that says, this is where you'll care again. And I was like, okay, that's too obvious. So I took it back off.
I've seen that one too.
Yeah, it's another social network. Oh my god, like, dude, you're gonna put an arrow straight at it? Like, dude, everyone's gonna see it. I'm like, alright.
I've seen that one. This is where you start caring again.
Yeah, this is where you care again, right? I put that out there. The good thing is that Crypto Twitter deleted that one, which was the actual answer to the bottom of the market. So it's great.
Yeah, the funny thing is they don't realize, like, people will contact me and like, he doesn't really call stuff. And I'm like, they don't realize, like, we were like in DM discussions as the whole thing happened. Like, like it wasn't luck, it wasn't random. The shit was fucking surgical. So
this
when
is
I
not
say
a tweet.
this shit,
This is not a tweet that I fucking tweeted out. I gave you the entire description of the entire thing on the left-hand side and wrote out the fractal similarities of the time period of my life in the 90s, and then wrote you about the idiots doing the same thing right now, and drew it and put it side by side with the warning for IPOs, with the warning for ICOs that came from the SEC at the same fucking moment, with your idiot friends who all messaged you, with all the idiots who didn't want it, and I put it side by side and measured the amplitudes of the moves. You got a $2,900% move in the first wave, and you've got a fucking like full climax blow off of like 260. And you got the same thing in fucking LTC. It's a 2,900% fucking move, almost within what, 18 percentage points, and then a fucking 270 blow off. It's the exact same structure. I stuck it right next to each other with bubbles matching colors. What kind of fucking idiot doesn't think this is a call? That's what you do within crypto. Fucking turnips. They're just stupid. That's the real reason, right? You can't tell anybody shit. Like, I actually legitimately tried to tell people stuff, and you couldn't tell anybody fucking nothing. This song that goes like that, can't tell me nothing, can't tell me nothing. Read this box. This guy, I didn't have a personal beef with him. Fractals are cool, but how can you compare a debtless decentralized asset to anything within the dot-com era? I don't think anyone can argue accurately if crypto is a bubble or not, due to the fact that it is a completely different animal than all of the past macro bubbles. This is the prevailing ideology right here. The date, December 16th, the very night it's posted. This is the prevailing thought of crypto, technicians. That it's something so different. It's different this time. And I was very cordial. I gave them value as a function of perception. So we are not comparing two different asset classes. We are comparing two different groups of similar humans. In the same sense, I can't see through my mask. In this sense, it's very comparable. Don't close your mind to new sound. Good grief. Don't close your mind to new sound so confident in your assumptions. Maybe you're not as right as you think. I'm giving you a dead warning about it, right in your face, at the top, with this, telling you that this is not what you fucking think it is. How is this not a direct fucking call that any fucking analyst on CNBC that made would be famous for fucking calling the top of a bubble that's equivalent to the dot-com bubble to the day and giving you the map of what it would do and the entire amplitudes of the fucker? How exactly would Peter Brett not be waving this in your fucking face?
Yep.
Yeah, you're fucking me out of it. I get it, because you couldn't do it. That's your crypto Twitter, and that's as detailed as you want to look. Anybody who thinks this is not posted and not called, It's on Facebook. It's still sitting there. It's still timestamped. They're trying really hard to delete my work, and this is what people do. If you're a famous painter, you shitbag haters will try to ruin your paintings. It's racist. Whether you believe it or fucking not, I've never had an army of all white people chasing me down for 5 fucking years, threatening my child and me, ever, ever, ever. And neither have any of you for posting pretty fucking charts that are accurate. If it was a Chinese guy in there, I'd fucking love it, because we throw the statistics off, but it's not. It's an army of one motherfucker that looks one way. So it's racist. Trust me. I do pattern behavior, you know, this shit. I'm really good at figuring it out. Statistics are kind of my thing. So at any rate, this is the call at top of the market. It is the best call in crypto. It's the call that no one else has, and it's a level of detail that no motherfucker laid it out. Period. And in this story of price, you know, we unfolded it for people and gave you even a little tip where the next place to look was, even if you didn't fucking see it. And not that we didn't fucking tell you exactly the right moment anyway, right? We said it was darkest before dawn. We narrated, and then we let you know. Watch out.
You made the timely tweet at the same time too.
Right.
It wasn't like you just posted it a year in advance. You tweeted as it was happening as well.
I gave you a warning that I narrate you through it. I told you where the bottom was. I even told you all the other G's had fucking started crying for themselves and acting ridiculous. And then over here, somehow I told you, so it doesn't cut it, right? Because my girl told you, watch out for 4100, motherfucker. How long you guys said at 4100? I didn't tell you about that? Right? I didn't tell you about 4100 when you got there. It fucking got wrecked.
Everybody was shorting and salty.
And I gave you the Back to the Future from the fucking forward in time. I let you know where the warning of the level was going to be before you got there. You see any motherfucking technicians do this? Bitch, I can write a comic strip and a joke and get it to be accurate. Your technicians can't draw a trend line with a wick in it. Sit the fuck down. Tell me what the fuck. Bitch. Bottom right corner, motherfucker. December 27th, 2018. Chart creation date, May 25th, 2017. End date, December 27th, 2018. Bitch, I told you the end before you knew it was fucking even over on the way up. And then I told you the exact bottom and the fucking way out and mocked fucking that fucking charlatan Vinny as he fucking tried to lie and call Winter the dead bottom of it and fuck everybody else in the ass.
Horrible.
Horrible. Horrible. So I don't know who didn't call what the fuck, but they're gotta be kidding me. So it's not sort of documented.
I'm going to interrupt because I guarantee there are people watching this stream that have moderate to large followings. There are people lurking. They're not going to chat, but they want to know what the fuck you got to say. Believe me, I know they do.
4100 again, bitch.
Yet when they see other people smearing you, saying you didn't call shit, you don't call anything, you're an amateur, they shut their fucking mouths. They don't want to say anything because they want to be part of the cool kids.
Yeah.
You know, so like I don't know how you. First off, anybody that's saying this is amateur, that this is luck, that this is scam.
There are no technicians in the fucking world that do this. Period. Show that motherfucker to me.
You already know what their intelligence level is. They're racist and they're stupid. Period.
Right. There are no fractal fucking analysts who do this kind of level of precision. People speculate, talk about when maybe recessions. I'm a precision analyst. My goal is to land it right on the fucking date. That is the only thing I endeavor to do. So I don't fuck around. I don't do what anyone else does. This is my model, my methodology.
Just for the people that are watching, like the next time you see some shit, like have some fortitude, speak up.
Because at the end of the day, getting rid of me will let you die. I'm a precise analyst. Those motherfuckers are lying to you. Which one do you want to follow? Somebody says they dumps on their followers, or somebody will put the answer to the fucking equation in your fucking face over and over and over? Which one makes you money? Shitbag posting or fucking paying bills for you and your wife? Be fucking serious. It's not even fucking close. We've mapped the entire market for you in real time for 4 fucking years in your face. Even this, when you're fucking at the bottom of the market, February 16th, what did we fucking tell you? See this gigantic fucking yellow arrow pointing at this small purple fucking box? The fuck do you think it's a warning for when it happens like this? What came next? Oh, it's in Shadow's wall. We'll have to go see Shadow. Let's go see Shadow. How'd you enjoy Shadow tonight, by the way?
I thought it was dope.
Guy's got a bit of an attitude problem, but every once in a while, you know, pulls out something useful. What's he got pinned? More, oh, this is, oh, where you go? Shadow actually went and got it for me. This is timestamp sitting in public. This is for anybody that's still lying out of their racist fucking faces, because that's the only reason you keep doing it. You racist fucking bitches. There it is. Timestamp publicly sitting from December 16th, 2017. The most accurate fractal pattern call for the top of any fucking crash cycle ever done. And the biggest one relatively in scale to the dot-com bubble. Just imagine the guy calling the top of the dot-com bubble, the kudos he would have gotten in the branding. We've been tens of millions for consultancy. But you can keep trying to fuck with me. There's no one who did this. And I knew it well enough to go get articles and show you exactly what the fuck it was. You can keep lying. This is the facts of it. This is the video of it. This is where it is. It fucking exists. You can try to delete it. This is the evidence that you fuckfaces didn't get all of it, and it's now video recorded to shove right up your fucking asses every time you fucking jealous bitches think about my eggplant in the middle of the night, drinking by yourself on a Friday because you're fucking wrecked.
Yeah.
Fucking losers. Anyway, let's take this on a positive note. So, happy to see that everybody learned some things. In our last show on trend lines and indicators, saw some cool color changing MACDs that some people coded. That was pretty dope. So this red and green indicator. I get asked about this. Okay, there it goes. Do weird shit. Hey, something's not right. Weird. So, that red and green indicator, I get asked about it like every 5 fucking seconds. Can I have that? Can I have that? Can I have that? And it cracks me up. Like, do you guys think that one indicator is going to change your life? I mean, really. It's just a simple chart that I can use to present things that are, really easy to see. I actually do train all my traders on this exact chart, just because it's simplistic, just because you can see up and down, really simple as red or green, whatever colors you like for it, Something to know about stuff like this, I see many people like, what indicator are you using, and I've designed this crazy indicator. Like, an indicator is a derivative, of the price. All of your information is contained in the price, and you can only separate certain aspects of it with derivatives. You're usually not going to get ahead of the price with that either, but you could get some information extracted that could be useful to you to use in concert with it, that gives you some added perspectives if you know what you're trying to pull out of the price. That being said, like moving average and things, they are lagging indicators. If you're using a 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 period average, whatever, they're going to lag the price, and the greater the time period, the longer to turn. I personally don't use indicators, I guess, the way most people do. Most people look at indicators and crossovers. Those systems are all very slow and will get you in all kinds of shit by the time you see the signal in your time frame. So I was going to talk about trends some more, because I talked about what a trend was, a downtrend was. I'm going to reinforce that. I'm going to talk some things about price structure and what the point of even having a moving average like this is. Believe it or not, this template you're looking at is my son's. And we use this to train everybody else because it's simple. And the reality is that children, think about the world in simple ways. And if you can't explain something simply, you don't know what you're talking about. That's a quote that I think was attributed to Einstein, but may not be, but it's accurate. Price only does two things. It goes up or it goes down. So, you don't have to really do much, right? Most people lose in markets in something that has really only two places to go, which is an amazing fucking statistic in itself. What you can gather from that if 90% of the people end up on the wrong side of a 50-50 coin flip, then the skew distribution indicates the problem is not really your indicators or anything. It is the population that's skewed. So it is the user that is warping things. It's not the chart that needs to be fixed. It's the perception of the user and perspectives. So giving you an indicator when you don't see the chart, it doesn't change much. You're just going to see the chart with that indicator wrong anyway. What we use a moving average for is simply to denote the tide. Whatever the setting is, doesn't matter if you're using a 50, 100, whatever. In this time period, I just want to know what price is up to. Let me turn some of this stuff off. Alright, this is obviously a time frame that I don't. Come on, traders, you start being crazy. Obviously, doesn't serve any purpose in that kind of scale of time. It could go down to something like 4 hours. Let's see if he's doing down there. And all it really does is giving me a tide, because if you look at this, just looking at it, for the sake of argument, to keep it simple, look at the green waves from the bottom of this tide up. I don't want to use something that's got a bunch of trends on it. Let me go somewhere that doesn't. Other exchange can grab you off of it and do stuff. Probably did over here. So I just want Litecoin without like a bunch of drawings on it already. And the point of this is to show you that the waves of green that are going from December 11th, right, from you first get your really first decent green tide. You have a couple that show themselves that don't become anything. But it's really just to kind of give you an idea of the trend, right? We talked about what a trend is. A trend is just a series of rising lows and rising highs. Let's draw a few in. We'll make our blue. So again, to go on what that's so faint. What we talked about in the last stream about rising tides. Come on, killing me, Smalls. Right? This is what an uptrend is, right? Your highs are rising, and your floors, your lows that generate new highs. And it's key that they generate new highs. If they don't generate new highs, it's not like this is not one here. Right? This is the lowest point that ultimately takes you to generate the high. That's the low you care about. When you counterways, this low is higher than this low still, and generates a new high yet again. What is going on? This crazy fucking point there. Killing me. And so on. Get a new high, pull back, the last low if we generate a new high, and so on, right? And what you're seeing along the tide is that to play in the direction of the trend is just an easier bet. The statistics of finding like the endpoints, as much as I do, parlor tricks of calling the tops and bottoms, that's not your goal. Your career is not going to be made in the top or the bottom. It's going to be made along the tide, And let's forget that this is like a fucking 4-hour chart. This could be like years. Do you really want to try to figure out like where this guy's going to turn over and make that play and ignore the entire scope of the trend? It's a crazy thought process. To go hunting for this. What are the statistical chances you can nail that guy? I'm going to show you something really funny about that. So what are the chances that this is a 4-hour chart and that tide takes from December 15th, you could find that top to short it? Really and truly, from the minute you really mark the tide? Oh man, that code scheme is ridiculous. I can't see a thing. One sec. Date range, that's what I want to do. You have how many bars here? That's what I'm trying to get. Something is like not here. That's what I was looking for. I couldn't see shit. Why is this such horrific colors? Jesus Christ. Sorry, I can't deal with that. That's just hideous, bro. I can't fuck with the colors. Like, seriously, it's so gross. That's better. It's so bad. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, bitch, let's go.
111 days.
Well, more than that. It's actually worse than that. So yeah, it's 100. It's not 111 days. Where are we at? It's 671 bars. Okay, you're right. Sorry, you're right. 111 days, but it's 671 bars, and this is 1 bar. Your statistical chance of finding him is 1 in 670. You really actually want to do that? Make a profession out of that shit? If you get it right once, you want to do that fucking for 10 years? That's what most people do and trying to call the top of bull markets in the stock market, or top of people who are calling into crypto at 1,000 and 2,000 and so on. You're trying to find one out of fucking hundreds, if not thousands, depending on the increment of time you measure. This is worse if you're on like a fucking 1 hour, right? It's going to go up a factor of 4. So the statistics don't really benefit you. This is why trend traders, say the trend is your friend, because you're playing with the waves in the market of people over time as a story unfolds. And that's what you're betting from, is like a perception wave. So that being said, let's get rid of this. I can't see shit. I can't even see the delete key. Fuck sakes, Batman, I can't see shit. So, come on, delete. So we talked about before, right? A trend is just a series of rising lows, rising highs, and that's what you have down there. And you're always trying to make sure that the last low generates a new high. It isn't just like, lows and every one of them is a markup. It needs to lead to like a break of your previous levels. So, go back to you. So like this low ultimately breaks that high, right? And that's what ends the downtrend that brought you down here. Your downtrend, we already said, ooh, this won't be very pretty, but is going to be the opposite. Oh, that's not it, my bad. A downtrend is the opposite of an uptrend, right? So we know what our uptrend is built on. He's just built up an upwave, like so. And we can see it over there. That's an upwave, right? You can see it very clearly. Our downtrend is just simply the opposite. And that's what's happening on the left-hand side. I gotta get better colors. These are all too close. So we'll make him red. Make you classic. We'll make him blue because that's what's going on up there. And then we'll make you guys for falling levels red. I'm big on color coordination on these things. That'd be crazy if I don't have enough colors to use. So really, you want to see the trend then, you know. You have different trajectories of trend lines that are happening here, right? That ultimately is, let's fix you. God, these colors are wrecked. Here's your trend from the structure. You can trend from other places too, right? You could draw the trend from here. Look at that. It's a much steeper trend, different time frames trend. And, you know, a well-drawn trend line should respect your highs that lead to your next lows and so on, not cut through prices to make it where you want. Some people take, you know, a trend like this back here, and they'll try to like, well, you know, when they see it, they want it to the trend to be over sooner to get their buy. So they're like, well, it's almost kind of hitting that guy, right? And they'll kind of like change the trend to kind of like go through things. But if a price doesn't respect the high, don't force it. It's going to respect the geometry of price over time, and it's going to lead you to something else. Like as much as you could stretch to hit this high and cut it through the other high to get back to like, okay, look, I got something. It's not correct, right? And it does look good. The price blows through it, and you're like, ah, yeah, it's totally perfectly drawn trend line. That will come back to haunt you in the future. You draw where it's supposed to be and respect what it is. It'll point you at the right place to really participate in this thing. So he counterweighs on here, and after he comes out of it, this structure is really safer. And over time, you'll find that that will be the structure that fails less. If you respect the geometry of price. Anyway, that being said, no, don't do that. We have our down wave gets reversed by an uptrend that takes out the high of the down wave, and it begins an uptrend, and then your lows no longer reach where they were, and it keeps on doing the opposite of what it did to get down here. That looks good, sort of. So your easier money is made in these tides. And so trend line, moving averages, whatever time frame you select, is about kind of giving you different time scales. 200 period averages is about longer time scales, bigger swings. And then you have 50 periods and 20 periods and 10 periods and different stuff people like to use. I'm not using for crossovers. I'm just looking for a particular tide that lasts long enough that I can be a part of, and I can figure out like, you know, a risk structure that gives me an advantage to get into it. And that's it, whether you're in the down wave or the up wave. You can kind of see, like when you're looking at like this time scale, you're seeing, you know, with this one moving average, you're seeing wave after wave in each box. Here, I'll show you. Think of it like, you know, your waves are like impulse, like, let's do something. This is cool, trick, right? I'll do that. Let me do this first. You have like a tide, and price keeps doing it. Kind of wave, pull back. Oh, you're killing me. Why do you keep turning yourself off? You look at all your upswings, you know, where they are. And you can actually see, like, you know, I'm trying to show you, like, just the way it looks.
So, Cass, similar to like not trying to call the top. I mean, if you don't have the fractal knowledge and the experience to call the bottom, you know, based off of this chart, like, where would be your sign to kind of?
Well, it's simple. Like this right here. This is a trend, right? This is a high that gets reversed right here when these tides come up. The second these die, my downtrend's dead. I'm only looking to play with the tide. So once this tide is
somewhere
dead,
between 30 and 40.
yeah, so right around 36, you know, you're seeing this is in trouble, and you've got rising floors. You have a breakout, fail break, but structurally it's holding. So depending on your risk strategy of how you get involved in this, there's a number of ways you could have played this. But when he's more than free and clear, I probably shouldn't keep using red on. This is like too much. I'll just make him white for now. Once this level is like fully gone, you know, that's where you want to play. And see how clean the structure is once that level is dead?
So we had all those bars at like 31. That would have been a sign of accumulation.
Well, this whole range that's right here, yeah, it's approximately about. Let me get this off here. Um, so I'm just showing you the counter waves, like the impulse and the counter, and the impulse and the counter, and you can see the counter wave is just not the size of the impulse. It's just a better idea to go in the direction of the tide. You have more time to make money, and the risks are in your favor too. You know, it's a directionality. It's because there's fucking capital pushing it that way, and it's not a good idea to try and figure out where the last spot is. It's statistically a bad idea. So your life is just easier when you plan a directionality of the tide, and keeping track of the trend is part of that. And it depends on time frame, right? This angle is a different time frames trend than this guy. This is totally different. Like when you break up from this trend, this is a totally different play. Maybe a different time frame, not 4 hours maybe. And you can keep context, different angles, different resolutions of different wave structures that are really the same thing at different trajectories. Like this longer, more laid back gradient to this angle, this is just a different time frame structure. You know, this is the daily version of that angle down below, right? That's what you're looking at here. So look at the trend line now. So at this resolution, one solid tide is there. And when I was down smaller, these multiple tides made this one big tide up. That's all he's made of, is like impulses and counters, impulses and counters. So I'm just trying to find a place to give you part of the green part for as long as I can be safely. And the red part, right, at the right resolution, look how long that lasts. Do you really want to guess the tide? The moving average is just about the directionality of the tide and the trend. How you get involved in it is, a specific strategy you're going to have to make a determination on. But what looks easier? Finding the top of fucking Litecoin winter, or finding the low, or the giant red fucking ridiculous thing in the middle from fucking here that every idiot in crypto couldn't tell was a downtrend.
Right.
You see how dumb that looks now? How the hell did we miss that? A basic moving average had shown anybody where the uptrend and downtrends are. How in the hell did the whole of crypto miss that? Call me an amateur? If you didn't know it was a downtrend for a fucking year, you're a retard. At least I know up and fucking down. I might not be able to spell so good, but I'm not so stupid. I don't know what fucking down is. That makes sense though?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it depends what time scale you're defining things, but like the waveform it's not different. We talked about what downtrend is, and there's a high, makes a low, and there's another high that makes another low, and there, can you see the downtrend? This high ultimately doesn't, you don't have to graph this one. This is like a lower resolution, but this high ultimately drives you through the floor here, and you don't really get any upside here, you don't get any upside here, and then you see we're down here, and so Litecoin never gives a structural correction on this resolution time to the waveform until you're in the fucking trenches in the 30s. A rookie technician can figure this out. Just not crypto technicians, because those guys are morons. So if you ever call me a fucking amateur again, bitch, if you can't tell what fucking down is for a calendar year, shut the fuck up. So that's how crypto Twitter died. Basically, none of your technicians could figure out what a downtrend was for an entire year. Go ahead and click this and send it back to those monkeys and say, who's the monkey now, bitch? This is the most basic fucking
technique. They can't figure out what an uptrend is either.
They couldn't tell what uptrend was either. They can't tell it coming out of the bottom. They can't tell it going down. This does not require a fucking PhD, bro. It's ridiculous. And these are what people are clowning me. Now, when you walk into a heart surgeon's office and call him stupid, who dumb he is, right?
Yeah, there are people in here like, so are we going up?
Yeah, they don't ever answer those questions. Like, those people, you're doing them no service by handing that out. Like, he's already on the brink of fucking death. You're just gonna push him over the cliff if you fucking feed him that fucking answer. So, at any rate, that's trends. That follows up on our trend lines. That falls up on the waveform. And looking at like keeping the waveform in context too, right? At this resolution, just one big red tide. At the lower resolution, one big green tide. But the reality is, price is a fractal construct, right? So if we go down, from a daily to an 8-hour, we can see that price is made of different waves. It depends where you go down to, a 3-hour. You can see, what's it doing here? There it goes. And what I was trying to show you, the waves, right? The same green tide that you saw now broke into multiple pieces at this resolution. And what you can see is An uptrend is made of many uptrends. And this is why it's a bad idea to get in front of a trend, because of what's happening to create the trend that you see, the resolution you see it. By the time you have a daily uptrend, it's been a raging fucking uptrend for quite some time in other time frames. So learning to fucking put your risk structures in front of the tide and deal with the trend that is impulsing in the direction of the trend, where the amplitude of these impulses are 2 and 3 times bigger than your counterweights, the statistics are just in your favor. The move that's in your favor is likely to be 2 or 3 times bigger than the one against you. Why on God's green earth would you want to go the opposite direction of this as it unfolds? All you have to do is at least understand it's unfolding. And you could miss this whole part. This whole part that's in the bottom. Everyone's obsessed with having the bottom. The reality is you just need to have a price that you make more when you sell it. So, today's price, even at the very top of that, could be tomorrow's low price, depending on what it does. So it's not about comparing where you used to be, it's about comparing where you're going to be in the future. And so I don't really care that Litecoin's at 80 versus there. If Litecoin's going to be 200, then fucking 80 is going to be low in the future. So it's all how you look at things, that's perspective. This bottom range though, what percentage of Litecoin is that if you didn't get a chance to be in there? Price range. So it's a little approximation, but you get the idea. Alright, so the entire move of Litecoin right there, it's a 37% move. I think Vinny just helped you fucking lose another fucking life savings. How much of this move comes after the bottom range we just drew? Or you could kind of wait to figure it out. Even if you waited, look, there's 175% moves to play. And all you care about is not losing. Saying you have the low, and saying you have the tip top, the chances that you had that on the first try is not likely. So the amount of damage you're going to take to say you had that egotistical fucking trade is probably not to your benefit long term if you want to make a career out of this. But giving yourself time for confirmation so that you can play the majority of the wave with a decent risk strategy is your best fucking chance over the long haul to have a repeatable thing. And not trading out of ego or hodl, think about that. All your hodl people basically told you to hold the giant red part of this out of pride. What other definition for fucktard do you want? How about stop out and buy it back when it turns up again, fucking and buy a ton more Litecoins because you're not broke? That's not fucking crazy difficult concept to understand. But for crypto it was. So let's see some questions that you guys got. A question for the noobs. Berg. I was a hodler. Yeah, I have some shit coins. Alright, let me see. I gotta go up and find some stuff. What is there? A video link here? What is that? Who's. That's right. Let's go. I'm behind here in readings. Let me try to catch up to what's going on.
I have a question.
Did you ban that crypto shitbag out of here?
I think he might have shown himself out. I didn't ban him.
Okay, good. Yeah, if you don't want to be here, fuck off.
Pretty much.
So you don't have to come to somebody's house and cry about it. Like, stop being a bitch. Go mind your own business, do something that's fucking important if you fucking hate what we do. The simplest thing to do, So, man, it's a lot of messages. Let me try and catch up.
He's just gonna damage himself, really. Speaking of damages, how damaging is crypto Twitter kind of to a trader mindset? Because I feel like the culture now is, let's say if you were long LTC, right?
Okay.
And it dips, like as you see in the waves, you have these small dips.
Mm-hmm.
People are looking to kind of pull that out and say, "Oh, this guy's long LTC," and kind of throw it in your face. So it's like there's a lot of pressure to be right at every turn on every time scale. And if you're somebody, let's say you're somebody new, you're trying to make a name for yourself, and you're starting to make calls, like how wrecked can you get trying to please the crowd?
I mean, you shouldn't be making a decision to please the crowd, right? If I just talk to you about just figuring out where the uptrend is and figuring out a good risk strategy to be involved, what does that have to do with the crowd? You're trying to fucking manage your fucking business so that you don't go broke by the end of the month for your family. That has nothing to do with the crowd. I don't make my analysis for the crowd. That's crazy. That's what most of the CT guys are doing. They're just like pandering to the crowd and they're doing a cheerleading popularity contest. They have no idea what they're doing. They're just working the crowd, and that's why they're all
They
dying
want to
together.
be right. I feel like the mindset is like you want to be right every day, every time frame, every hour, and if you're not, somebody's going to call you out, and I think it fucks with people's heads. To be honest, the same way somebody will pick out one specific trade, assuming that you have no stop loss in place, that you're going to, there's this notion that you're going to get 100% of your trades right, and I think it's fucking a lot of people up in the head.
That you, well, yeah, you shouldn't think about getting all your trades right. You're gonna lose. It's the statistics you run that you actually ultimates your business. If you're a property flipper, if you're a trader, your business across 10, 20 years is just gonna be the statistics of like your win loss rate and your risk management. So if you plan to spend $100,000 in every house you're gonna renovate, but you know that if you fucking end up having to go into for more like 20, 30 of renovations, that's gonna be no go. You make a plan to go into a certain budget. So that's not different here. If you have, whatever amount of capital, you are planning to not be dead until things that you're looking for hit. That's about risk management. That whole tide right there, you could have stopped out and waited for an uptrend. If you could only buy shit coins, that's all you wanted to do. While it's red, wait. The fuck would have killed you? You have a huge amount of years in time swings. The big swings that happen, you had time. You don't have to catch the bottom, and hopping down 90%, you're just missing money. Now you can buy less of anything. You fuck yourself in so many dimensions, it's crazy because it's an egotistical choice. This is not about a fucking contest of fucking egos. It's about risk management of capital. If you came in here to fucking show you're a tough guy, go to middle school. That's why crypto Twitter's attitude is just a bunch of teasing and bullying. Because they're not intelligent people. They're not sophisticated. They're not supposed to be in capital markets. They're fucking toads. So they act like that. That's why you don't see any fucking fund managers going hodl, or hedge fund traders. They have strict risk parameters. You fucking figure out where you're fucking wrong at and fucking admit it to yourself and stop being stupid. Okay, I'm still catching up. So let's see. Walmer, what dirty things? Nothing. To follow. No dead accounts that aren't active, just shells to go fucking lurk. That benefits me not. I'm not here for you to just lurk on me. I've got enough people that are dying to fucking get me telling this, that, and the other. That's not it for me. I need to have a benefit in what I do in interacting with you, and so we can do stuff together. That's how my Twitter Discord is structured, and that's how this is structured. So, if I haven't seen you, if I can get to know you or something like that, I don't know. If you want, put your Twitter handle in here so I can see what your Twitter is, and then I'll contact you on it, or message me, I guess, on this platform. Burger time today.
Someone just asked a Brian Shannon question. I know you're.
Give me a sec. I'm working my way down there. I'll get there. I'm getting caught up in time. Oh, we got my race troll from fucking Europe fucking stalking me. You know how pathetic you have to be to keep stalking people that don't know you and crying all fucking day? What a sad life. Guy's just sad, man.
Yeah.
I lost money to a white dude and came after the brown dude. I've never seen a fucking dumber fucking circus in my life, dude. And then keeps on getting wrecked, being a jackass. He said, nope, nope, nope. Alright, don't know what that is. No, I don't use 10-20 crossovers or anything like that. My moving are just denote the tide. That's all I care about, which way things generally going. Beyond that, more precise, like, turning points in price are done through other methods. So you have to gain the high that, what do you say? Crypto Simmons, so you have to gain the high that took you to the low. Right, once that gets killed, your waveform structure is broken, right? Once the high that fucking generates your last low is beaten, then the waveform is structurally broken. Now, it won't prove itself to be an uptrend until it sets a high or low coming off the bottom and then breaks the high that actually changed the wave. Then you've got a textbook definition of an uptrend, which is going to be at least two sequential higher lows and higher highs. Those both have to happen. So just breaking the downtrend doesn't mean it's an uptrend. It has to break it and then structurally, structure it as its own uptrend. Would you enter on the high, fake out, or wait for the pullback? I have a specific entry logic I use that I'm probably not going to show on like a mass distribution, but I have my own risk structures. Once I can define the waveform is, in a place that I think I can define risk and it's going to be moving the direction I want. And I enter, necessarily on the resolution you see here. This was just one time frame to give you an idea. But it all depends, what resolution you're dealing with in the price too. Let's see. Did want to see the recession work. Opium is a hell of a drug. Yes, it is. My English, you fucking idiot burger. Let's see. Man, I'm having such time reading this tonight. CT image chart. Burger, I scrolled through this. I'm looking specifically at the question. He said 9Q9, and I don't see that person. I don't see the question for the noobs. You want to repost it for me? Because I can't find it.
It was something about risk.
I didn't see many up there.
Risk. What's a risk profile?
A risk profile? It depends if you're applying to like stock options or
risk structure. What's a risk structure? That's what he asked.
The structure and the price that ultimately determines where I'm going to say that I'm wrong. So that's all that means. So where are you going to draw the line and say, well, I fucked this up, I got to get out of here? And what are you using to define that? Would it be a structure in the price, a certain low, whatever? So by that, that's all I mean. Where are you deciding that you fucked up at? That's what you asked. Did I miss anybody else?
Why would that be impossible to believe based off of what he's already presented you and what he's presented you in his resume, Dump the Rip?
What?
Dump the Rip is asking you to call candles by the minute now and saying it's almost impossible to believe.
That's not true. There are traders in this channel right now who sit me that I call them to the minute daily the entire session. Burger is one of them. We read price live to the minute. Before it hits the chart, I'll read every single bar to you live. I don't have to demonstrate that for you. I'm not a pet dog. I have 50 people that trade with me daily. I can't quite pull off fooling every one of them that have access to the same fucking chart in real time. If I was bullshitting, you'd have screen grabs pouring out of my Discord. Trust me.
Facts.
Yeah, every call I've made, you understand I have a massive audience watching it, my students too. Do you know how I would ever pull off fooling every single person and recreating dates and not get caught at a 40-year-old fucking Jamaican that sucks at technology? I can barely turn on the fucking stream, let alone use Photoshop. Have you watched this shit? We can barely turn on the fucking computer. 3 fucking hours to get the damn mic and shit to turn on. Photoshop? Bitch, I don't have time for that. I post shit, throw shit everywhere, I'm fucking in the middle of something, I'm gonna call at somebody, I'm always in front of people. I don't ever have the ability to be fucking alone to fucking engineer the shit y'all think. Y'all just can't do it, you're just fucking bitches that can't accept it. Shut the fuck up. Ask me to fucking do dog tricks, bitch. Go to fucking account and ask for dog tricks. The fuck I look like. I didn't prove shit to you. You can get the fuck off my channel. Who the fuck that was? Fuck you think this is, motherfucker? Wrong dude. This is Winternomics. This ain't Kaz, bitch. My foot goes directly in your ass.
Get him.
Am I gonna do another round of Nebula? Probably not. My inboxes are full of like fake fund managers and trolls, and man, the weeding out process of what's in my inbox. I get like a fucking email for that shit like every few hours. It's crazy, but I like the process of doing a feedback mechanism where I speak to you about these ideas, refine my own understanding, and I bring you forward. That's basically what we do. We refine ideas in real time with you, teach you ideas you never heard, and can value your understanding of them in real time to further our understanding of the same concept. And so it's kind of like a symbiotic relationship where we pull each other forward. Every time I refine this and rehearse it with you, and rehearse the logic and knowledge, understanding of structure and markets, I get it a little better, even still being the person delivering it. just like you get it, hearing it for the first time and get it more through repetition. The repetition is the key to mastery. So the training programs work like that, to train people an idea they've never seen and refine it with their feedback and evolve it each time, which is what we did. Every system was better. Dr. D, who's in here, he trades with me real time. It's another of the guys who can tell you that we trade live, candle by candle. And Berger is from Universe C. They're from different generations, and the system evolved each one we did it. So like Shadow Army has currently the most efficient version of what we put together, which are like back engineering into the Winter Soldiers and helping people to start utilizing that advancement. At this point, Shadow Army was only 7 guys. It wasn't really like a planned nebula. It was just 7 guys that missed the nebula, and then decided to go work on learning some things that was publicly available. And watching them do that, I was like, that's pretty badass that they'd even do that. And so we decided to help refine what they were working on, because they're trying to figure it out. And part of reading our blog posts is that you don't necessarily know exactly what I mean, but you infer some things, and based on your own bias, you might move some ideas around and not understand the author bias that's embedded, or warp it. And speaking directly to the writer, then I can help you show you what your mistakes are and refine your system. So that's what we did. You guys see those incredible numbers they're doing. It is the most evolved version of what we do, levered on top of derivatives or stock options. And it's insanely profitable. They walked out the door like producing numbers that no one's ever seen in any other iteration of our channel. And every time we do get more efficient, and it also gets more valuable and more dangerous to get out, because there are a lot of guys trying to steal what we do and then repackage and sell it and say that Kaz never did shit and he doesn't exist and these ideas are all mine. So there are just nothing but thieves and scumbags trying to rob us too. So who we share it with is also selective, because you can take a person who's never traded in their life and turn into a fucking like robot that kills like 90% of Wall Street with it. It's pretty simplistic logic actually, at this point anyway, from where it's been refined and reduced from. We do think that there's a need in the market for people to have some objective voice to help you like look at and learn price and make choices and decisions on your own without needing a crutch from a person like me or anyone else. So this is the point of this, to sit here and give you guys some like mechanics and basics, show you some things that you thought you understood that are really simplistic and totally overlooked that will massively impact you. And like we're doing in Twitter Discord, we're doing a Twitter Discord where we can work with and talk with you and help people begin like the beginning process of starting to figure themselves out. And we do that free. We do this here. If you're here, you can watch this free. And this feedback loop works just for us the same way. It helps us all refine still what we do, listening to the people in positions that have less information about the marketplace, refining our own understanding of those people's sentiments, and then help bringing you forward. So this is still an extension of the same thing. This is very much like a concept call where we speak about ideas from different vantage points and help to refine our own understanding of the things we know at this point and your understanding of the things you didn't know, and get you from one side of the track to the other. So this is basically like a giant nebula, where we're speaking conceptually about many ideas and some mechanics on the chart. They're not like the core of like the leveraged option system right now. I think people need to understand what a downtrend and uptrend is before they worry about that. You don't want to start with calculus when you haven't even gotten through kindergarten. So right now, I'm showing what a downtrend uptrend is, and if somebody said in there the downtrend and uptrend is blowing their mind, if a down wave and an up wave, the most fundamental fucking components of technical analysis, are blowing your mind, and you're in this market, you should stop trading now. You do not have the education to be in here and compete with people who will absolutely kill you because of the level of ignorance you're inside the system with, and that's dangerous. It's not a casino. You should treat it with some kind of a responsibility. It's very much a business of you, and like anything else, you wouldn't just fling all your money into one fucking sinkhole house and hope it worked out. You break it up and try a couple so that you could measure your risk and make sure you weren't dead in just one deal. This isn't different. You don't go into a casino and bet it all on black. You can go into a casino and run numbers like a businessman and actually make a business as a professional fucking gambler. It's just about risk management, that you can develop a long-term structure. So it's about how you look at this too. If you're looking at it like a casino, you're going to treat it like one. But it's much more than that. So at any rate, on the nebula question, like I said, like this is the way we're doing it. Twitter Discord, we're taking a select few people and we're getting them moving and people profiting into where they want to be, and that and each one of them watching one another come to life and see the differences in where they are from the differences of the new people coming in. It helps give you perspective on the people who make up the price, and that's the way I deal with TA. I start with the human component, And my technical analysis, a good amount of it happens off that chart and happens right here talking to you, the people who will create that chart. Understanding you and the why of what you do is fundamental to my behavioral approach to market analysis. So I hope somewhere in that roundabout load of bullshit that came out of my mouth that answers your question. Let's see. Price distance from incoming. I don't know what that means. What does it mean? How much grade 10 algebra are we using? I don't know. I take that. Are you using algebra and charting? Can you apply the LTC chart to the Wall Street cheat sheet? It is the fucking Wall Street cheat sheet. Effectively, you don't recognize that thing's shape? It's ridiculous. I'm just in that time frame right there. It doesn't look like it so much, but if I move over and put it back into my original time frame for LTC was what? I think 3-day chart. I don't think it was a daily. I think it was like a 3-day. That's the original time frame I put it in. Let me turn off this bullshit. Yeah. How is that not the crash cycle? You don't recognize that? It's absolutely the Wall Street cheat sheet. To a T.
Think about the emotions in December of 8.
Alright, think of all the fucking retard fund managers talking about Bitcoin on 100,000 and 50,000. Smartest guys in the room, just as dumb as any fucking crypto pleb. Everybody said the same thing. Fucking wrecked. Again, remember how many people told you that this thing's going to fucking the moon at that point? Really think about that when you look at this shit. And people tell you that no one got it. What's that saying that we used to say? Bitch, please.
People still in that now.
Huh? No,
people still in that now.
I see people writing bitch please everywhere now, right? That shit caught on. I'm not gonna lie, that's Roger, right? Did he do that to his shirt? That's fucking hilarious. So yeah, it's an uptrend. And seeing this, that moving average, one giant uptrend. See the red part? One giant downtrend? Does that look like rocket science, guys? Like, be serious. This is my son's template. This is what I train all of my channels with. No bullshit. Up and down is all there is. If this was fucking the NASDAQ or whatever, does it really matter? Who gives a shit? What coin it is, right? It's fucking BNB.
Why is the beginning part of it still green?
Oh, wait, right here? This thing changes on trajectory.
The blow off top, but like after, I mean, because it made like lower highs.
Where?
The last chart.
Oh, Litecoin?
Yeah, Litecoin. So like that's like your December to.
I mean, I don't get caught up in indicators. It's just a trend changing thing. So why is it what? Oh, why is it up here?
Yeah, on that chart.
Oh, because I didn't do this. Indicator's not based on.
From like December to March. Why doesn't it turn red earlier?
Oh, because it's rising. In this time frame, it's rising. This moving average isn't changing because of crossover. It's changing because of direction. So my candles are changing because of crossover. They're two different things. Do you notice how price doesn't really begin to fall until the moving average turns? Do you notice? The bottom's here and it blows that level out when? Once it's actually heading down. See it? So like from the minute it crosses, right, this would be a person shorts here, they'll get caught in a recoil. Person shorts here again, shorts going down, caught in another recoil. And then by the time it's time corrected those people out, see the moving average does roll, and that's the time. Now the trend begins. From that candle bar, it's death. It's perfect actually if you look at it.
Right.
At any rate, don't get caught up in indicator. You can make all these guys FOMO indicators and stuff and they're never gonna pay attention to anything. So, one sec. So KJ, we're gonna move channels right now, you and me. Don't do what I think this thing's about to do. So, alright, we're in our room. We're gonna jump to Twitter Discord and we're gonna grab some people from Twitch and fling them in there. Let's see. Okay, this thing's driving me crazy. Twitter, Discord. Dude, Discord's fucking possessed. Why would I even do this shit? I fucking know better. Oh my god. Dude, this Discord thinks it's crazy as fuck right now. Hang on, guys. Let me do something here. So, well, KJ did a little dojo link, so I'm gonna rip KJ off. We talked about this before, but let me get it. We're gonna get a link for you guys. So it's for whoever hits it first. So KJ, you and me, we need to move this channel. That's what I'm trying to do. So let's go to Twitter Discord channel, real quick. And I'm having major problems with Discord right now for some reason. There it is. Alright, I'll see that channel. Jump over. What up? What up?
You.
Yo, yo.
It's good in the hood. So, Twitter chat. So when you guys jump over to this channel, we're in the voice channel. You'll see you jump in the chat box. Just click on the this burger. Click on the voice.
Winternomics.
So we can't grab a tiny because it'd be a clusterfuck of fucking noise. So I'll put a random number on here. How many should we grab?
9.
9.
That stream was awesome.
Oh, you like the
Stream's
first
still
one?
going.
It's still going. We're still going.
Done yet?
It's not done. So here it comes. So we're gonna grab some guys from the stream. Let's see who's here. Why do I have this dude in a robe underneath my chart? Kind of lag do we got here?
It's about a 10-second lag.
I see it. Okay, so there's a chat. Okay, got it now. Alright, y'all. First come, first serve. Link deleted. Why can't I post in there? Burger, you post this. Can you post it?
Yeah,
Unchecked.
just DM it to me.
Here. Won't let me post it. That's weird.
Unchecked.
See if it works. Didn't work when I tried it.
DK, please don't follow me.
Oh wait. What the fuck?
Posted it.
Huh?
Burger's funny.
Oh, you posted. No, shit. I was on KJ's. That's why it wouldn't let you post it. You got it?
Yeah, I posted it.
Okay.
Yep. People got in, see?
Okay. So first 10. Come to voice and say what up. And I guess you can ask some questions. You know. What's up? How's it going? Who's this? Hello, hello. Mic check 1 2.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
We can hear you. What's going on?
Oh. Hi.
Hi. How's it? How you doing? Who's this?
My name's Austin.
Rock and roll. How long you been in crypto Twitter, dude?
Say about a year and a half.
How's it been treating you?
I got wrecked.
You got wrecked. What was the main reason that caused that to happen?
When I first started crypto, I didn't do my due diligence to do my own research. Like my friend got me into it, and he just kind of threw me into the scam chat where they just gave a bunch of calls and so it was like, put X amount of Bitcoin in this coin, it's gonna blow up soon, and then yeah, I just get dumped on.
So you trade on hype and stuff, and did you not have like an exit, like where you'd say like I fucking got this wrong, and you just back out real quick? Just kind of held till it got you.
Exactly.
So where are you at now with your understanding how to approach things? You know, given that experience, what are you thinking now?
Definitely looked up more videos on technical analysis and more so risk management in my portfolio.
Okay. I'm trying to catch what these chats do. How do you feel about the Dow, S&P? Oh, we got a stock market question in all this. How do you feel about the Dow, S&P, etc. moving up so fast without even the slightest corrections? I saw your blog with central banks in control, but it feels like they are out of control. That is my bias that I have to get rid of. So crypto beef or crypto beef, whoever that was. That's a great question, right? So what does the speed have to do with whether it's out of control or not, right? Markets generally aren't doing the things people understand. And how would you figure out the central bank is out of control when little people have almost no foresight in what they're going to do, and they don't have any foresight what the market's going to do, and they're completely fucking, mired in fear and emotions? How would you know the central bankers who have access to way more information than you do are out of control? What benchmark would you say that this is too much? So that's an important thing to define first. Skip Mick, I answered that question, I think, about Twitter Discord and how we do this now, and that's kind of like our focus group to share ideas and help evolve the system and teach people new concepts they can apply. Between here and there is really what we're doing. Nebula itself as a program, to be honest with you, is physically very taxing to do for me. It's just something that's probably not the greatest idea for me to continue if I want to fucking see my kid get older. Initiating so. What up, Cardi? What it do in the house? Everybody that has been watching What It Do. He does some badass stuff for the altcoin TA2 also. Dude trades with me. He's awesome. He's been here since university with Burger. Definitely follow that guy's network if you haven't. He's on a totally different time than us, pre-US sessions, and some really good shit comes out in his station. There's also some really amazing fucking salt in his network. Living that salt life. Any chance you get Discord invite? Well, I guess I'm way behind there. Talking really does make. Yeah, talking obviously makes it way better. We couldn't gain so much through text, but the emotional tonality of my words are not there. So there's a lot of communication that you don't get. Lucky 13. That's just silly. Alright, so how many other people joined? We had one guy say hi. Is that the only person?
Speak up.
Hey.
Hey.
How's it going?
What's going on? Who is?
Crypto Simmons right here.
Oh, what's up? Crypto Simmons. I've seen you a little bit.
Yeah.
How's your picture guys at Crypto Avatar? Good God. That's
I remember the Avatar TA. That was good.
Avatar TA? Yeah. You always love that stuff. Well, good to meet you, man. I know I've seen you around for a while. So tell me some things that you've learned or revelations you've had in the last year in crypto, or anything interesting you've gleaned from our content or interested to know.
Oh man, it's been crazy. So I started doing crypto before like the big bull run, but I had just sort of bought in a bit or whatever. And once everything started going, crazy, I started, putting Bitcoin into all these shit coins, and then got wrecked on a bunch of them, which kind of sucked, obviously. But yeah, over the last year, it's just basically, more than anything, just kind of trading against the trend and stuff, because like everybody just kind of, goes full bull tard or whatever without like knowing what the hell's going on, and yeah.
Let me say a quick what up to Ether for throwing us a cheer. Appreciate you guys. If you see shit you like here, say what up. And Timmy GT5, appreciate the sub, man. Hope you'll have to rewatch some of the content and really grasp some of these ideas that we're putting in here. Appreciate you guys. So your last year, you heard what the guy before you said about like hodling into the tide was like some of the misdirection of the crypto crowd. How'd you navigate that?
The whole hodling thing? I didn't. So actually, the only one I really hodled was freaking Tron, dude. I don't even know why. Like that thing was just a dumpster. Like after it did its all-time high, it just freaking tanked. Yeah, for some reason I hodled that till like 50% down or something like that, and then I was just like, oh, this is ridiculous.
How have you been doing this year?
This year I've been doing a lot better actually. Like I started reading stuff on your blog and stuff, and a lot of the stuff was just like eye-opening. It was just pretty it's pretty good actually. So, and yeah, starting to see how salty people get, and like trying to incorporate that into my trading. It's just kind of, it's really it's funny in a sense, I guess, just because you start realizing how some of these people are.
Well, this perspective matters, and getting a different point of view can help you with that. And the more information you have, is the better off you're going to be in any competitive system. So you just gain some, clarity on a situation you maybe didn't have from. And that's what a lot of information is about, is giving you perspectives and stuff you swear to God you knew, and you really don't, or don't understand at least well enough to compete with anybody. The Unmasked Peter Parker, awesome. I love that name. Thanks for the chair, dude. Yeah, you're looking at markets, and you don't want to be in the same exact point of view of everyone in the crowd. You don't have anything of added value that's going to give you an edge. So part of what we do in discussing concepts like we do and a lot of things in the blog is to make you think about an idea you swear to God you know. Like Truths of BTC episode 3, we talk about cows and sheep's ratio, and make it a real world example of something you can relate to and understand, and then take it back to these electronic markets and port the idea back. So we deal with a lot of analogies that can help you get a real world understanding of things and terms that you can understand, and then make markets a lot simpler thing. Because everything in the universe is fractal and cyclical, and understanding different things that we don't understand. It's why we speak in the analogies we do. If I took you to a welding site and you were a chemist, to get you to understand how to use a blowtorch and stuff and protect yourself, I'm probably going to give you some examples you could relate to about protecting yourself and your face in a chemistry lab, so that it meant something to you, so that you could understand you need to put the blast shield down before you spark that thing up, you're going to go fucking blind. So we speak in analogies because all things in a fractal universe are analogous. So it's the only way we talk to each other. And I do that in my blogs to try to give you perspectives with real world examples that everyone can relate to, and then take it back to the thing you think is so complex, the market, which is not. It's just up and down and repetitive patterns. And you can understand it all over the place. It's when you get to stocks, it becomes some kind of fucking Greek tablet. But it's not. And so I'm trying to make, what people have made in their head a complex thing as simple as it actually is. And so hopefully, reading the blog, you gain some perspectives, but it sounds like you have, so that's cool.
Yeah, man, thanks a lot.
Who else joined our room? Who else popped up? So you're in here now, so you're inside the lion's den of craziness, and our room's pretty crazy. We eject like a motherfucker like every other day out of here too. No bullshit.
Hey, Winter, I was quick to snap up the link.
Who's that?
Hey, fam.
My fan? Oh god, I sound like we got a stalker. Am I in trouble?
No, we talked for a couple of hours the other day in KJ's channel, the dojo.
Oh, what's up, dude? I think I recognize the voice. I'm not sure who this is though.
What up, Rex?
Busted.
Yeah.
Busted, doxed and double busted. I knew it was you the whole time, Rex. No, I'm kidding. Good to see you. So what's up, man? So you've been learning some wacky stuff between me and KJ? How you been enjoying the dojo? He's put some really good information in there, man, and created an awesome free community for you guys to coalesce and work together to, beat this crazy market. Pretty
It's been great.
Yeah. Good deal.
Yeah, it's
Go ahead.
During the hype of like the 2017, it's definitely the most learning focused and open discourse chatting group of crypto that I've been a part of, and it's been great. And
Awesome.
Dojo and Do Voice has been just eye opening.
Yeah,
It's been incredible, and being exposed to the whole Kazanomics space it's been good, and taking your approach to trading markets.
Yeah, we the voice part of this, you think about like Twitter versus this, and it's pretty amazing that people would even think that microblog would be more efficient. Look at the amount of content we can communicate and how well you can understand it in voice by hearing our tones and stuff. It takes away a lot of the mysticism on Twitter of like the guy in the mask, and it's like I'm just a guy telling you some information that I've experienced and observed, and we can just communicate as people. This is just a better medium to do it, and I think moving to Discord and moving to voice was probably the best decision that both myself and KJ made, so we could communicate with our audience better and actually have efficiency gains through from everybody involved. And it definitely has worked.
Yeah, it's a far more effective way of communicating for sure, like real time, and as we mentioned in our previous.
Sorry, go ahead.
There's none of that ego shit in the way, like on Twitter, where everyone's trying to flex for clout and see who's got the biggest dick on the table. Like, fuck that shit, man. Like, voice and actual groups that care.
Hey, you remember the other salty bitch level? That was the ether. You see that one, KJ? That's the one that was side by side when we did the salty bitch. So that's Ether struggling to get himself out of the Back to the Future level he's on too. He's just so weak. Yeah, here, like, honestly, like, I sentiment read the market and I trade, looking at people's emotions, but the reality of it is, focus on my art form and, refining it, be more accurate with it, and, making sure the people that trust in me, that are in my communities, have the best of what I can produce. It is a minefield of human personalities out there that you have to deal with, and, being the character I am in markets, I have to negotiate a few more hurdles than the average in order to put this where it needs to be and heard the way I think it needs to be heard, for you to understand why message over the messenger is so important, and why your biases affect your ability to fucking deal with that. That's really the brand of what I do. A lot of people think like the mask is about hiding. I'm not hidden. If you watch Cast Cycle 1, you didn't have it on for half the fucking show. The idea is it's about presenting the idea of the value of information regardless of the fucking conduit you got it from. That's why we say message over messenger. And the amount of people you see talking about someone's voice, talking about some mask, that's your idiot, right? Small minds talk about fucking people. That's crypto Twitter. Always fucking nitpicking, calling you names, things like that. I have no idea of any broader-based concepts.
Yep.
That's always a guy in the chat who's like, what's a good mask on? That dude, just immediately fucking stupid. Just take a fucking stand on there. Every time you see that in the chat, fucking dumbass. Because it's the first thing he thinks about, because he's a little bitch. Real people fucking come here, right? I own the biggest calls on the planet. You want to ask about my mask, you want to ask about where the fuck you don't get broke, right? Dumb people don't know they're dumb. But once you figure out they're dumb, you just know, don't stand where he's standing, like try and hit his ass. That's the way I look at markets. Stupid people are stupid. You can't save them from themselves either, and they expect you to tell them that they're stupid and prove it. Do you know how entitled you have to be to fucking think I'm gonna use my time to prove you're a fucking retard? That's your average crypto troll. Well, show me, you can read on the fucking minute chart. How about go fuck yourself? There you go.
For real.
Like, those people are of no value. But if we didn't have them, we wouldn't have these giant pumps to sell our bags to those morons. Those are your stupid people who never get it. They're just little children who bitch and cry and give me what I need and whatever the fuck, We've got race trolls on Twitter do it every day. So at the end of the day, we're just about looking at information and staying objective in the analysis of it, and I do think the voice medium gives us a chance to communicate with you with less of the fucking interruptions, misdirections, and things like that crypto Twitter is known for. Ultimately, we think as an ecosystem and a community, like coalescing around an audio system like this and streaming system like this gives us all a more efficient way to be better inside this marketplace, and more efficient and more cohesive. So it's something we're going to endeavor to do, and we're moving to a streaming era. Disney's in streaming. It's not going the other way. The whole fucking planet is streaming in 2 years. Kids are gonna be walking down the street with 5G. And they're gonna be fucking like Instagram stars, but they're gonna be video stars going down the sidewalk streaming their fucking selves, licking fucking candy bars. It doesn't matter. Everyone's gonna produce content. It's going to be everywhere, and there's going to be no time to read shit. Microblogging will die, and video, audio will come back. And honestly, I don't know where it went, because that's what made us fucking the civilization we are. Somehow we disappeared into a text message and behind technological walls for the last decade, and it's slowed us down a lot. And I think right now streaming is going to give us a chance to fucking like big massive productivity gains, especially when autonomous vehicles let us drive around and have 5G on the fly. We're going to see some really different things when people don't need to read anymore and they're producing streaming content, consuming streaming content, doing video conferences on the fly, driving to work and being taken to work by a vehicle that drives for them so they can conference in the car and use that kind of bandwidth. All of that goes way past microblogging. It's just antiquated. So this is the next evolution. That's why we're here. This is the smarter way to do it. This is the smarter way to run anything. And for the best effect for everybody involved. Who else got in here? Got 10 people, so we expect 10 introductions. Who else got in here?
What's up, guys?
What up? Who this?
Sponge, Anthony.
Sponge?
Yeah, that's my nickname.
Oh, alright. Is that you in crypto Twitter? I mean, Twitter, is that your handle?
No, I'll link my handle.
Alright, no, just drop it in the chat boxes here. True, so what's good, man? How long you been around? What'd you learn? What's happened to you last year? How you doing this year? Tell me some things.
I've been in since like 2017 in July, and I've just been like hodling Neo for like the whole time, all the way from 7 to 196, back down to.
So, what's your plan? You married to it, or what are you doing?
No, on the way down, I've been kind of selling it and like starting to like trade into like other stuff, but like for the most part, like it's like developing like my trading strategy has been like kind of difficult, you know. And I've been starting to read all of your material on KoreanJew.com, watching all your videos on YouTube, and I'm starting to develop, you know, more of a trading strategy rather than just holding coins. There's still coins that I'm holding from Neo, and it's like hard for me to like sell them because I've held them for so long. Like I'd say like 60% of my portfolio is still in there, but I know it's pretty bad. But I'm slowly but surely selling it and like starting, you know, to have capital on the side and like look for trades and like enter that type of a realm.
Gotcha. Well, of course you're evolving, you know. One thing is if something doesn't work and you keep doing it, it makes you crazy. So at least you're taking initiative to evolve away from something you know for sure didn't work, and that in itself is a good habit.
I just want to appreciate all your material that you put out there. It's like everyone else's material that they put out there. It's just like hard to digest, and it's not really entertaining. And like what you do, like inspires me to like read more and like go more into your material. So I just wanted to appreciate you for that.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for saying that. One of the things about stock market stuff is extremely boring stuff. And that's kind of the fun of doing like Back to the Future comics and stuff. It keeps it like not boring. So I can't draw for shit. So this was like my best try to like make my stuff be like Marvel comics.
Yeah.
And I like stick stories in my my charts to keep it fun and stuff. So it's like this dude's getting wrecked here. It's fucking Back to the Future, fucking salty bitch, and it makes it funny. It's like a story of the time as you see it all play out. The guys who are fucking acting stupid and shit, and watching them get wrecked on the chart. It's just a story of people. So I just draw the story out like that, and I treat it like that. So
yeah.
Yeah, that keeps it fun, and then it's colorful. I don't know, stock stuff was always like boring amounts of text, so I tried to make this fun, and I thought people would benefit from something that was kind of like more fun and themed, along with the gamification of like society. I mean, we're 40-year-olds and we play games. Everybody's on games now. Games are so high end; they're everywhere. Their mobile phones. There's these massive platformers, Apex and Fortnite. The world is gamified, and there's like a more millennial kind of juvenile thing about being an older person today than when it was in the 90s. A guy dressed like me telling about charts is actually beyond fucking crazier than fuck compared to today. In the 90s, this would have been like, lock that dude up, he's fucking out of his mind. Today, it's kind of like silly in the world of crypto and the way the world is, and it's not too outside the realm of fucking nuts, it's just a little weird. But you're in a different era where we can talk about markets in a more casual context, and the guy's not a three-piece suit every time to make you feel stupid like you don't have the education to talk about this. We as people know that we're empowered with the internet, with information that we can actually, self-educate, and there isn't a certain appearance to intelligence or to understanding. So it's a different era we're in. But in that era, try to still communicate useful information in a way that this era can take it in and it's palatable. And that's kind of the idea behind it and the story-based way I do it. And threading, these threads that we do, we help to, let's see, where's this, couldn't care how I got this screen. I don't have any threads up for him right now, but like on my wall.
I've noticed that you're a fan of Brian Shannon, and so I bought his book, The Technical Analysis Using Multiple Time Frames. I wanted to know if you would recommend any other books out there.
No, I'm the book. I don't. I only use emotional structure from his charts. Some of the risk management things he has are his own ideas. From the book, The Emotional Structure Price is what I learned, a decade ago. It's immensely valuable. Be able to recognize it everywhere in every market and learn it intimately, through direct interaction with people. Beyond that, everything else I use is an evolution, of my own. So I don't have any of the books I point you at. Everything else that I do isn't really written about. Understanding context of price, emotions, emotional structures, the way I track them, and the way I use fractals in markets is my own ideas. There isn't anybody that uses it that way. So I don't have a reference point. And you experience the chance of reading another author and experiencing compounded author biases. It really moves you away from objective reality and how you apply simple concepts to price that goes up and down. There's so much stuff out there you can read, and much of it's going to spin you around in circles. And even some of the stuff that's useful is maybe not written in a way that you, the reader, takes it in the manner that was meant to be taken in, and you might warp it with your own biases. So this direct medium where you can ask me a specific question is like the best thing. You know, that's one of the things I think is really huge about Twitch. Is that like unlike going to CBC and seeing what you might get throughout the day, in here you can a la carte the person that specifically caters to what it is you wanted. If you want to learn to cook, you find the person that cooks and be like, okay, so how do I make that chicken? And in here, I'm the analyst who makes these calls. You can just ask me, and I can just tell you. And this is better than ever buying a book and sitting down. You can actually ask the guy who wrote the book. And there's no other place you can have such a direct platform to go ask me, well, you know, what do you think of that Lucky 13? Is that like something that always happens? I'm like, no, this is specific to this particular fractal and this particular environment of traders and their sentiments at the time. We can have a real meaningful convo that can give you real clarity. So I think you're going to go from the era of that. You're going to have voice books, and yeah, you're reading as much as you're going to be directly interacting with content sources. And in this world, you could have 4 analysts that you think are great, one for gold, one for silver, one for whatever. And you could go speak to each one directly. In this medium, why would you ever go back to CBC and let them broker you who you might get today that could be a play or not? Highly inefficient, right?
Yeah, it's very well put. I mean, everything's so complex, it's hard to put it into just a book, you know?
Yeah, we can have a direct convo here, and I can say what I know with my direct experience. In one setting, you'll get 10x out of that than trying to read a chapter or 2 of what I wrote down with my shit English and my fucked up editor and hope to God you got it.
Yeah.
So that's another benefit of this. This is a direct communication platform. I mean, look, this is a conversation. You can watch this show for free today. We can have a convo about some of the best calls in the world with the person that made them. Where else in the world do you get to do that? Twitch is a whole nother evolution in direct communication that it just changes everything about fucking entertainment, education, TV, and everything, gaming, all the stuff that's going on here. You know, it's game changer shit that you're watching. You see Disney enter the streaming market today. This is the only direction shit is going. Cool.
It's very true.
So who else is in here? Who else you got? So you guys are gonna stay in here after, you know, we're gonna chat. We have some really good combos like this inside Twitter, Discord, and we go over some other things. We do challenge your biases a bit, but you've gotten into the links, so you know, we'll chat in there. We probably might have got one troll or 2, but we'll figure it out. Maybe not. That'd be great if we didn't. And we will, you know, go from there when we go offline. I'm gonna do one more question introduction with somebody that just got in, and then we'll probably continue this chat off air. But I do appreciate everybody coming in. So who else got in? Who else wants to introduce himself that got in?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up? Who's this?
This is Jonas. I'm from KJ's dojo. He knows me as Dogman.
Oh, what's up, dude?
It's the first time I've ever heard Dogman's voice.
Yo, what's good, KJ?
KJ Lurker's coming out in the fucking winter special. What you know?
No, my kid's sleeping, so I gotta talk kind of low.
No, you sound like a fucking sound too. Okay, that's not so, okay, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for the invite. I've been waiting, you know, trying to catch your invite on Twitter and stuff. So, you know, I just logged onto Twitch, and then you guys were talking, and then you started talking about like you're gonna drop a link for the people. So I had to wait and, you know, try to catch it real quick. So I'm really glad to be in here.
You got those Korean fast fingers.
Yo, you know how it is, KJ.
You're like a Zerg Rush.
Oh, Zerg.
ABM.
See, that motherfucker has a Zerg code for my shit with. I got the first goddamn Marine produced. Don't know how the fuck.
GM on Korean.
I gotta go ahead. Joe Gukwan, Kaz, you call tops and bottoms with surgical accuracy that is mind-boggling. What is the process behind the decision that the tide has finally ended in any direction with the very top and bottom? If I told you that, I had to kill you. That's the secret sauce everybody wants to know, how to find the bottom tip of the sphere. Yeah, that was a secret sauce, son. A lot of difficult hard work to figure out where that point is. I do understand where it is today more easily than I did in the past, but yeah, everybody in the planet wants to know that one. Can't do it all the way up front. You're not gonna date me later. Oh, we got trolls going on. How you planning to work at an IB and introducing broker? Not me. I don't know if that question is for me or not. How to differentiate the change in tides with a dead cat bounce? Well, your dead cat bounce usually isn't going to structurally correct into the wave that you want to see once we kill the down wave, right? So when you're tanking and you see that fucking spike that blows out the last high, remember the definition of an uptrend will be two sequential rising lows and highs. So a dead cat bounce isn't generally going to actually create the full structure of an uptrend, even though it might break the downtrend structure. So patience and letting vicious rapid movements in the market sell themselves out to look for prices you can actually make a logical entry to with defined risk. You don't have to rush and get everything. You don't have to follow everything you see. You just give price time to define itself, and then act accordingly thereafter. Heard you mentioned the lunar cycles in connection with price in the past. Can you go more into this topic sometime? So, alright, I would do the moon thing. I did it again 2 shows ago. I think it's in Saturday. Let's see. I'll show you the moon thing real quick. I'll close out with the moon thing because I think it's cool. I know you guys like that. You also use RSI to stay ahead of the price. It depends how you use RSI to do that. There are ways to use RSI to actually get in front of the price, but it's a very specific use case. Because I just got the Discord link too. I'm still pending a follow. Show English text. Please let this follow. Okay. I'll take a look so to check what kind of account trying to follow me. So let's talk about moon cycles real quick and what those do with people. I think everyone has like a really, really fucked up idea of this stuff. I think we have one up here we can find. So moon phase is where I think I put that. Let's see. Yeah, it's just gigantic. Alright, so this is a really simple one that Shadow gave you guys, and it says Super Blood Moon is coming on the 21st of January this year, and it just says really clearly, right? Expect increasing volatility in multiple asset classes. A lot of people think when we talk about silver's correlation and stuff new moon means buy and full moon means sell. That's not really it. Everything on this chart, whether it be natural gas, the Nasdaq, Euro GBP, these are assets in terms of another asset, like the Euro GBP, right? It's not the Euro dollar, it's the Euro GBP. It could be anything. We quote down there, BTC dollar, whatever. On the bottom, I used actually Loon, your lunar fucking crypto, right? Loon BTC. And all you really know is that there is going to be increasing volatility with emotions, and it will change the relationship between two assets, which is what the graph is: Loon versus BTC, or Euro versus GBP, and so on. So how would you actually surmise that it would equal up? It actually depends how you quote the expression, right? So it could be GBP Euro in your broker. That doesn't up and down in a fraction is fucking like say take a left in space. It's retarded. That's not what you need to discern. You need to actually know when there is impending movement, and then understanding how to define direction, you can understand thereafter how to implement a strategy. So this is just to let you know movement is coming. What you do with that then thereafter is act upon the wave once you have some confirmation about its directionality and a method of how to get yourself involved. That's all it really tells you. It doesn't give you directionality. It gives you likelihood of increasing movement, or from a state of stillness. If the market is hauling ass when you get there, it won't be as good a sign. But a very stable market getting into a lunar cycle is something that's worth keeping an eye on. And the bottom line, yeah, Barks is more volatile 3 days prior post. So you're just looking for increasing volatility. You see right when it hits, every major asset class actually increases from a stable period in front of it. And it's not particularly up or down. It's just the gas pedal, the commodities down, stocks down, currency down, and that particular expression of crypto upwards. And like I said, it's just about the way that you quoted the expression. So up and down isn't what you're gauging, just movement versus non-movement. Markets go from high volatility to low volatility to high volatility and back again. And that's the cyclicality of markets. And a great deal of the cyclicality of human behavior is tied to the cyclicality of our solar system and the way it's organized. The planet and its rotation around the sun, our interaction with gravitic waves from the moon, and the way it affects our emotions. And it happens to both men and women in both solar and lunar cycles. So a lot of people talk about the lunar cycle, they're both. So we're nothing but a product of our environment. If you've ever heard that saying before, it's more true than you realize, and this should be a good way for you to kind of get a glimpse at that reality. So I think that's wacky enough stuff. I lost track of the last message I had. Hold on. The use case for the RSI was to see when the price begins to pick up from sideways markets to trending markets, I think. Right. There is ways to look at the RSI as a trending indicator, an overbought, oversold indicator, or like wave structural indicator. There's multiple ways to actually use that indicator. That's one of the things I actually train my guys on inside the channel. The indicator that you see, so many people tell you like, well, I use a stochastic for this or a MACD for that. If you understand what that indicator extracts out of the price, and you have like a nuanced understanding of price and wave structure and volume, you can do a lot of other things with an indicator that most people have no idea can be applied in such a way. And that's one thing. Don't be so rigid in your thinking, be so limited to what the last guy said. If you get what an indicator is, like we did in the MACD special, and what it's telling you, then why do you need the differential between two EMAs? First, you tell me that before you go putting it onto your chart. What did you hope to get? So that you can have an action plan based on that information you needed to see combined with the price information. If you just put it on there for the sake of it, you're wasting your time. But understanding what you get out of the indicator, what it extracts from price, what the setting is going to tell you, why use a 14 period RSI versus a 5 period versus a 10 period, you need to have a thorough understanding of the indicator and what those different settings are going to get you in price to understand what kind of a fucking strategy goes with implementing that. Not just put it on because it looks pretty. There's no fucking point to that. Less is more. If you don't need it, don't put it on there. Uh, 50 to 60 as a moving average is just this periodicity. You know, if you're using like low time frame, like 8s or 7s, you're looking for like really, really fast directional. In the time frame you're on your chart, you're looking for really rapid short-term movements using 20s and 30s and things like that. Like, you know, it's about the time frame of the movement you're seeing. What scale of it? The 50 and the 60 and stuff like that, like you see 5200s, you're looking like an intermediate trend on the 50, and you're looking at like the long-term swing trend and trying to get an idea when you have alignments between the two different tides. That's really the goal of having multiple moving averages from really different time sets like that, is to give yourself a context of price in different periodicity. Where did I lose? Let's keep scrolling again. I lost track of it. One sec. KJ subscribed. Damn, son, you've been just scamming on my channel this whole time. Shit.
But I've been subscribed. I don't know. There was some button that kept coming up saying free subscribe, so I clicked it.
Oh, Lord. I'm going to create a Skynet that destroys all of this. Great job, Burger. That guy's an AI too. He probably means it.
100%.
Matthew, I'm glad you like it. Burger, why are you threatening people?
Because I have to.
You're triggered. Stop it.
Triggered as fuck.
You can't spell. You're English.
No, that's like one. I'm good at.
Let's see. So I think we'll probably wrap it up here. I think fucking Streamlabs is about to tell me to wrap it up anyway because it's doing weird shit. But I hope you guys learned some interesting stuff. Pretty cool finish with the moon cycle. I had fun with that. I hope you guys learned some ideas and some different ways to look at stuff. Don't make the market, more difficult than it has to be. Don't be a hero. Don't trade your ego. Make sure you live to fight another day. You're going to find your 10 and 20 and 30 and 50 X's, but make sure you're not dead before they show up, Learn how to say you're wrong and don't fucking bet it all on black. Make sure you get to take your chances and let the statistics be on your side. And like I said, the chart, like, it goes up and down. You don't really have to fucking bang it against the wall. You just have to learn how to define it and then learn how to act on it. So we worked on trend lines last time. This time we worked on like the structure of what uptrends and downtrends are and looking at the tides of markets in different time cycles. Let's keep it simple. We'll move off of this and move to something else in the next video. Thank you all for joining KJ and myself in the Rekt Hour. We had a lot of fun. I hope you guys did too. See you soon.
Thanks for watching, guys. It's a lot of fun.
Adios.